What up, though, my Afro? It's your boy Tone Chill too. And besides catering to this thing, truck I just got, I mess around with these an awful lot. These are how I got my truck. Don't forget this, what my neighbor did to it already. Cost $1,000 to fix that, but I rocks with these refrigerators a lot. Now, with this one right here, this is a big old boy right here. People want me to deliver it, but I'm not. It's too big, it's too heavy for one person. And I do a lot to it. Mess around trying to clean it up, doing stuff to it. Because it was a real mess on the inside. And if you don't take care of them, they won't take care of you. If it ain't sitting nice for the customer, you know what I'm saying? When the customer gets here, they're not going to want it. They're going to look at it and automatically reject it. Now, this is an issue I've never come across before. It's right here. See this? This is a mold stain. This is from it sitting too long. And see how it's all in there? It's all up under there. I mean, that just looks terrible. Look at that. So, I tried to scrub some of it off with this. You know, just trying to take a little harsh brush to it to get all the excess off. You know what I'm saying? Scrape it down. Try to use a little Clorox on it. I don't have any more, so I got to use Dawn. Gotta use some of this on it. A little concoction I'll throw together. 100. Leave me alone. Anyway, so I have to clean this off. Now, it's just ugly, and no woman is going to look at this. Some guy might not care, but no woman is going to look at this and go, yeah, I want this fridge. Or I'm going to pay $5 or whatever for it. They're not going to do it. Just on that principle alone, they don't care how everything else looks. They're going to be like, nah, I'm not doing that. Just because of that, they'll think that this ruins everything, and you can't be mad about it. So, hit it again with a little Clorox. Boom, bam, beans and ham. A little Clorox, but, you know, it takes some scrubbing, so you gotta put your, you know, put a little elbow grease into it. Just get off all the extra. Left me a message, good. Get the extra off of there. And what you can't get off of there, see some of that comes off of there. Boom. Gotta put some elbow grease to it. Some of it'll come right off of there. Yeah. So, but the problem is it leaves a nasty stain. So, even though you get it off of there, it leaves a nasty stain because it's in the plastic. Now, you can see how that's all in there? I mean, it's all the way in there. It's all in there. It's in there. Now, what you can do, because you can't get it all out, you know, you're hoping that nobody sees it, but it's all in the crack there. You know, break your mama's back. And you're like, oh, I hope they don't do like this, or do one of these numbers and we'll see all that just hiding in there like that. What they can do is just go ahead and buy a whole new one of these. They're not terribly expensive, you know, but yeah. So yeah, it's the rubber seal. So they're not terribly expensive, but you might want to go ahead and invest in a new one of those. The price of this fridge isn't crazy. It's actually a really good price for a French door. Also, what you can do is take it after you sprayed it down, wipe it down real good, and you can go ahead and leave it like that, see if the customer wants it. Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and spray paint you, because they're going to see this. As soon as they open the door, they're going to look right at this. It's so visible. Now you can take it off of there, you know, take the whole seal off. Let me take this whole seal off of here, see? Peels right off. Boom. I don't know how you're going to get it past this door, but take the whole seal off, and then that's what I'm going to do. I'm taking the whole seal off, and then I'm going to doctor it up, and then I'm going to put it right back in there. This is not the worst thing to happen to a fridge, trust. It's just what happens when you leave one sitting. So I have to take it and clean it, wipe it down, and then spray paint it. Spray paint the whole damn thing. But it needs a good cleaning, so that's what I've been doing, messing with these fridges. Getting money. And then I gotta glue these seals back in here. So also, when you have refrigerators in storage, if you don't come down and check on them at least once a week, you're gonna have these little gnats that are flying around here, and they're gonna congregate, get into your filter, especially if you have water, these filters, and they'll get into these filters right here. That's where the filter is. See that? See one just roll up in there? Like I wasn't gonna catch him. You need some Raid. I know you think, oh, Raid's for roaches. Negative. If you see one flying around that area, that means they're building a whole nest back here. They're back here building. Next thing you know, this whole refrigerator will be infested. So you have to take your time. Come and check on your fridges. Spray them down real good. And let them suck on that. Yeah, suck on that. See how you like that Raid. They don't. It kills them. They also don't like Clorox. It keeps their numbers down. I'm hoping I can put this. So I gotta take this seal out, and I'm hoping it's gonna go in nice and easy, because a seal can cause you big problems when it comes to cooling and freezing. Can send your thermostat way off, so you gotta watch that. But you have a nasty seal like this. It's not something you want to show your customers. You don't want them to see that. You don't want your customers to see this. See that right there? Nah. See all this? Now, the reason why I'm doctoring this one up so good, I'm trying to get it right because people are asking me about it every day, which means it's going to sell probably today or tomorrow. Actually, this weekend. Somebody's going to roll down and say, hey, I want that fridge. And they're going to look at all the little stuff that they think is wrong with it, and they're going to ignore it. They're going to say, we don't care. Boom. Take it. Or they'll say, we don't like this, we don't like that. Can you lower the price? Most people are just going to take it. They're going to look at it and say, you know what, that's fine. I'll take it because of the way it's priced. So if I had it at a ridiculous price, I might get some people interested. But the problem is, you probably won't sell it for a while. And you don't want to sit on inventory. That's another thing. You don't want to sit on inventory. Now see, this door has a problem coming open. So I have to take this whole hinge off just to get this door open without breaking whatever's holding it there. It's a door, piece of plastic. It's plastic on the door. You know, it's irritating. But there's not a lot of questions about this one. So I'm going to have to drop the price down. I've had it too long. 2 weeks is too long. Too long. But it's a good fridge. Anyway, so this is what I have to doctor up. So what I'm going to use on it is I'm going to use some good old Clorox. I'm going to use a little bit of Dawn, some water, and some good old elbow grease. And let's see who's on first and what's on second. It's a little Dawn, just regular dishwashing liquid. Clorox, I use this a lot. And I use this for help keeping the little gnats away. But it also, I use Clorox for its the way it sinks into things and still cleans. You know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of stuff that just won't stand up to Clorox. It just doesn't like it. It's very harsh. Very harsh. But when it comes to cleaning things, you know, dirt that just don't want to go away, ain't nothing wrong with some Clorox. Plus, you want to spray this pretty good. That's the end of the Clorox. You want to spray it, but I'm going to mix it with some Dawn and use a canister. If I can get this thing open. Yeah, there you go. Put some Dawn in here. Doesn't take much. Throw some water in here. Boom. I gotta get some more water. Yeah. Now I still got me a nice solution I can spray with. You can still get stuff done. It wants to come out. I don't know. Anyway, so I'll just take a little scrubby thing and So alright, so we're just going to take this and just scrub it, and it's already coming off. Gotta put some elbow grease to it. It's gonna leave a stain, you already know that. But it's not gonna be as bad as it was. A few minutes of this can save you a whole bunch of money, especially when you have to negotiate. You have to explain to people why the fridge looks so terrible. So instead of doing that, say forget that, I'm not explaining nothing. I'm gonna get my act together. Using one of these doesn't hurt either. The idea is to get as much of this stuff off as possible. Let the chemicals do their own fighting, but you gotta help them out. Because this stuff is in there, and it's just not good. It's not good for anybody. It's not good to breathe. It's not good for anything. It's just nothing but trouble. But this comes from people not knowing how to, or even thinking about cleaning. People not even thinking about cleaning the inside of the fridge, where the most harm can be done. They don't think about cleaning this. They just think, oh, if I just clean the, you know what I'm saying? If I go ahead and clean just the shelves and whatnot, oh, I'm good. But while you're doing that, you got your fridge, you know, this is a 2012. So this stuff has been building up for what, 6, 7 years, 8 years? Just building up. And you don't even care until you start seeing it. And then you're like, I'm just going to get a new fridge. I mean, that's fine. That's your money. Nothing wrong with that. But you're going to have the same problem over and over and over again. And all you have to do is take these seals off. Take a little bit of time and scrub them. Probably take you a good hour. You know what I'm saying? Set apart an hour of time and then put them right back in. Make sure they look right. Get as much of this off as you can. It takes a little work. It's a little work. But it's worth it. You could use mold cleaner. You can go ahead and use mold cleaner. Nothing wrong with that. Let it work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. It's already looking better. Alright, so like I said, some of this is going to come off, some of it's not. But you get the majority of it off. It starts looking better. You know what I'm saying? Starts looking better. And then you're like, alright, what now? You still don't like the way it looks. You can't get any more of this mold or whatever it is off of here. Dirt. Sometimes it's just, you know. Nah, that's mold. Yeah, that's moldy. That's mold. Once it starts growing, it's growing. It'll take over your whole fridge, and there'll be a whole forest inside of your fridge. There'll be flowers and everything, like straight up. And make sure when you're done with this, you wash your hands good. All the chemicals and mold and all that start living on you. Under your fingers and whatnot. Wash your hands real good. Disinfect them. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with your dryer. The seals, these is the same thing that happens with your dryer. Excuse me, your washer. And your dryer. Let me think. Yeah, your washer and your dryer. Your seals on your washer and dryer. There's mold that gets there and people don't know how to get rid of it. You know, sometimes mold doesn't go away. It's just not going anywhere. So this is a lot cleaner than what it was. Like I said, I can't get it all because some of it is just stained in there. So after I sprayed it down, washed it, let the chemicals do whatever they're gonna do. I'll get this working. There you go. Get a little something out of it. Come on, buddy. Screw that. Some of that soap, bro. Let some of this Dawn go to work on it. Yeah, let that Dawn get in there. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna let it dry. You're gonna wipe it down, let it dry. I'll let those chemicals fight it out because there's not much else you can do. Just gotta let him dry. Boom. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Gonna soap up, dry it out. Make sure you don't break the seal. Don't break it and don't crack it. After you give it a thorough washing, it's still a good seal. Wash it up nice and good. Boom. You just set it to the side and let it dry out. Give it some sunlight. And boom. That's all you, big dog. Wipe it down. And then when you come back to it after it's dried out, what you gotta do next is you gotta paint it. I know it don't sound right. You're like, wait, I'm gonna paint a seal? Yeah. You're gonna paint over it. You done all the work you can chemically. Nothing else you could do. It's just gonna be ugly. And you don't want that, especially when it comes to a customer. A woman will look at that and she'll think all her food is gonna be moldy. That's just, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. A guy might not care as much, but a female, she'll be like, I got children. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you're catering to the woman whenever you're selling appliances. A lot of times you're selling appliances because of the woman. Because she says, honey, I don't like this refrigerator no more. Let's get a whole new kitchen set. Or let's just get a, you know, and when she says that, she goes out and she goes to Lowe's. They start shopping. She likes what she sees. Boom. They buy $3,000 worth of kitchen. Guess what they do with last year's models? Nothing. They tell Lowe's, they say, hey, do what you want with it. Lowe's comes, picks it up. Or what Lowe's does is Lowe's is so busy, they don't have time to come and pick it up or deliver it. So what Lowe's does is they say, we're going to hire private contractors. The private contractors are going to go out, deliver the new products. When they deliver the new products, they set them up and everything. They pay the two guys who are doing this, or a woman, whoever. They pay them, but they also tell them, they say, do what you want with the products that you get out of the... So these guys got refrigerators, stoves, and all this other stuff that some of it is new, some of it is 10 years old, some of it is 12 years old. All of it pretty much works. Then they find a guy like me to dump it off on. and they say, hey, we want to sell this to you. You know, and if you want to buy it, because I'm not the only one who does this, sometimes you want to buy it, sometimes you don't want to buy it, and sometimes you don't buy it, sometimes you do. Sometimes people give you stuff. They're like, hey, just come and remove this. So that's another business. It's just another part of the appliance business. Some guy doesn't have a truck and his woman wants the old fridge gone. So they'll say, she'll tell him, put it out on the curb. Or if it's too heavy for him to move by himself, what he'll do is advertise it and say, this is free, come and get it. First come, first serve. He'll make it so easy. And then that's what'll happen. And then all kind of scavengers will show up at that address just to try to get a hold of a decent working fridge because they need it for their apartments. You know, landlords and stuff. Landlords are scavengers. Landlords are the scavengers of the whole business. They really, 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 really are. They're the scavengers of the whole business. Doesn't make them bad. It just makes them hungry. They're always hungry. Landlords are always looking for a good deal. And they'll take your business right off from under you too. And they'll give you business. So that's the appliance business. Gets a little thick sometimes. Depends on who you're dealing with. But for the most part, it's a good way to keep yourself busy. Make a small, make a little bit. You're not going to be on top of the world, but it's enough to make you want to keep going. You know, you can partner up with some people, get a good sandwich every now and then, make some new friends, keep the woman happy if you got one. I don't have one, so I don't worry about that. But it's a nice little something to do. And everybody's happy. So these are cleaner than what they were. They're more presentable. And now I'm going to put the final... Sorry, my nose is just going crazy. This weather change. So I'm going to grab like a primer gray. This primer gray kind of matches this. Find the closest match. Find a place on the ground somewhere or some cardboard. And give it a little love tap, you know, especially on the areas that you couldn't clean too well, or that had the most mold, like here. So you gotta spray them real good. Hit the ground. Gotta get a little wheel action. So, come over here. You gotta watch the spray. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'm just going to do this inside and out. Pretty much the same color. Primer gray. Then you got to spray on the inside. It's going to look a little funny at first. Watch the spray. And you leave it, and then after a few minutes you turn it over. Give it the old, hit it with the same love notion. My wind is kicking my ass. Yeah. So, yeah. Leave it like that. As long as it's some kind of gray, people don't really care. Let the sun thug it out. You know what I'm saying? Let the sun thug that out. Oh. Whoa, why is my face so big? Okay. Calm down, calm down. All right. Gotta let the sun thug that out. And then, then you gotta let it dry and then put it back in, but it's gonna be a while. So yeah, me and my fridges, that's what I've been doing. And thank you guys for your concern, Lady G, and all you other guys. Appreciate you. And it's your boy Tom Pitcher. God loves you, man. So do I. Peace.